Hey there, class. This is Crystal, and it's week 2, and I had some questions come up regarding the layout of the PCS codebook. So I just wanted to take a moment to kind of walk you through some of the features of the codebook and hopefully clarify and clear up some questions and get you all poised to head in the right direction. So this is my PCS codebook. So you notice this is 2024. If you have a 2025, that's okay. If you have a professional edition or you do not have a professional edition, that's okay too. As long as you have the ICD-10 or ICD-10 PCS codebook, you're good. So this is the AHIMA codebook. And with the AHIMA codebook, they send the tabs that are in the front of the book, and then you can add the tabs to the individual chapters if you want. I like doing it only because I'm a tactile person and I'm a visual person, and so this just helps me with the delineation of the different chapters. It doesn't seem so overwhelming, especially when you have a big thick code book like this. It just helps delineate the different body systems and the index and all that. So the first thing I want to bring to your attention are the official coding guidelines. Okay, so those official coding guidelines, just like with the CM class, it's really important to go over these coding guidelines. These are the foundations for your success in PCS. PCS is really table-based. So for those of you who like tables, this is really cool. You know, once you get into the flow and once you understand how the layout is, it really, everything falls into place. It's just getting the vocabulary down, the terms down, understanding the differences between the different approaches, for example, the devices, the body parts, etc. So again, make sure that you review those official coding guidelines, okay? Next, we have the index, and the index is where you're going to start to look up the codes. So for example, if we had that pick line, so for the pick line placement, which was the example that we had in the PowerPoint, so I am going to think about it. Okay, what are we doing? It's an insertion of a device, right? So I'm going to look for insertion of. So here's insertion of device in. Okay, so I'm getting in the right ballpark here. And then it's insertion of device in what? It's in the vena cava, right? So for the vena cava, I go down to, here we have external jugular, face, femoral, foot, vena cava, boom, superior, boom. Okay, so it gives me the first 4 characters that I need to look for in the chapter. So I have 0 to HV. Okay, so then, of course, I marked this before I did the video, but 0 to H is where I'm going to land. Right, so each one of these is divided up into body sections. So this is the CNS, the cranial nerves, and then we have the peripheral nerves, and then we have the heart and great vessel tables, and so that's where we're going to find the procedure codes for the insertion of a PICC line. So we have the 0 to H, so we have the 0, which is the medical and surgical, and then we have the 2, which is the heart and great vessels, And we're putting in a non-biological appliance that monitors, assists, performs, or prevents a physiological function, but does not physically take the place of a body part. So that's what a PICC line does, right? So we go to the left under body part, and we want to fine tune. We want to get into the appropriate area, the appropriate anatomy of that, that insertion of that PICC line. So it's inserted into the superior vena cava. And the approach is what? We know that it's a percutaneous, because it's a percutaneous approach. It's through the vessel and into the superior vena cava. Device, what type of device is it? Is it a monitoring device? Is it a infusion, interluminal device, cardiac lead, pacemaker, defibrillator? And see, if you look at all of the devices, these are all the different devices that you can use or see in this particular code set. But for the purposes of our example, we have that infusion device. So therefore we would select 3. For the qualifier, we don't have a qualifier. We're not doing a biopsy, which would be X, but you don't see it here because we don't have a biopsy. We don't do biopsies of this particular body system with the great vessels. So it would be a Z. So 02H V 3Z. That would be how you would go about coding a PICC line with the PCS code system. Now, if we go back, so once again, each chapter has specific coding guidelines and specific terminology that you need to know. So like for the root operation character 3, so root operation character 3, right? These are all of the different character values that we can see in the PCS. The root operation, alteration, bypass, change, control, create, destruction, detachment, all the way down to transplantation. These are options that we can see with the root operation. So it's super critical to understand what a root operation definition means. This is how I talked about with the lecture, with this week's lecture, I talked about how if you like doing flashcards, to test yourself, this would be a great opportunity to create flashcards with alteration and then modifying the anatomic structure of a body part without affecting the function of the body part. So doing flashcards on terminology like this would be very beneficial for you. When I was teaching the ICD-10 academies through AHIMA 10 years ago, we had flashcards. So we had actual flashcards that we would give out to attendees. And I used flashcards when I got trained in 2012 in order to learn this terminology. This will be very beneficial if you are a learner, if you learn that way. So I highly recommend doing that. But again, we have the official coding guidelines for the medical and surgical section. Understand these, go through them, get familiar, really explore what they're saying and what they mean. I cannot underscore the importance enough of understanding those guidelines to help it make more sense for you. But if we look at the medical and surgical section, you'll notice a common theme. So each section is medical and surgical, followed by the anatomy or the anatomical site. So like we just went through the PICC line, here's the heart and great vessels table. Like I'm flipping to the next one's lower veins table, and then lymphatic and hemic systems, ear, nose, sinus, breast, AHA coding clinic. This is just saying where you can find more information on coding, like for the breast, alteration of breast, open approach, or excision of buttock skin, etc. So this will give us, the coding clinic would give us more clarification on coding that. Then we have surgical muscles, let's see, muscles and tables. So you'll notice the common theme is that body part. So that body part will be under the fourth character, under that table. So regardless of where, you know, what body part it is that you're, you know, assigning the PCS code to, you're going to find it once you land in that appropriate section. Okay. You have that approach. So is it open? Is it percutaneous? Is it percutaneous endoscopic? Is there a device that's left in? Is there a drainage device? Is there a qualifier? Like for this, here we have medical and surgical. This is the bursa and ligaments. This is a drainage. So this is draining something, letting out fluids and our gases from a body part. So this is bursa and ligament, you know, so once you find out what area it is that the procedure was done, then you would go to the approach. Okay, it's open, percutaneous, endoscopic. Was there a device left in? Was this diagnostic, or was there no qualifier? Diagnostic means that the fluids, tissues was submitted for a biopsy whenever you see that X. Okay. So, again, it's going to take time. You're learning a new language. You're learning, your brain is, you know, being shaped into, to understand things that you haven't looked at before. So, you know, go easy on yourself. Don't get frustrated. Try not to get frustrated. I know it can be frustrating, but, you know, just take one step at a time. Focus on one area at a time. Just know that the section body system operation, you know, that's what we're looking at first. And then you're looking at the body part. You're looking at the approach. You're looking at device, you're looking at qualifier, and you're going to see that throughout. Body part, approach, device, qualifier. Let's flip over here. Body part, approach, device, qualifier. See, there's a pattern. Okay. So once again, just take time to go through the coding guidelines, you know, ask questions. I'm here for you. And remember, I have my office hours on Wednesdays from 3 to 4. And if you'd like to meet with me, send me an email and let me know what time you'd like to meet. I do 15-minute increments, and I'm happy to send you out an invite. So you got this, class. Keep on. Bye-bye.